Breaking news. Russia is preparing for a total and complete crypto ban announced earlier today. If you hold crypto, hit the like button. Bitcoin holders need to see this. The details are as follows. Russia will now enforce a strict ban on the general circulation of crypto assets such as Bitcoin, allowing only digital financial assets within its jurisdiction, i.e. Russia. This initiative, led by the chairman of the State Duma Committee on the Financial Markets, is part of a broader governmental effort to control the crypto ecosystem amid rising geopolitical tensions. Russia released this statement in explanation, stating that the forthcoming legislation aims to restrict non-Russian crypto operations to reinforce the ruble's dominance, explaining digital financial assets issued in Russian jurisdiction and digital rubles will be allowed. The need for a ban is due to the fact that today cryptocurrency is a quasi-currency that replaces the ruble in the country, but only the Russian ruble fulfills the mission of the monetary unit, so this decision has been made. This is so weird that Putin would do this. This is so weird that Russia would ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Because when you look at their history with Bitcoin, not only do they seem to like it, Russia accepting Bitcoin and crypto donations for their war against Ukraine, a number of pro-Russian groups have raised crypto assets to the tune of 20 million to help them fight Ukraine. So they were using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for its intended purpose. But not only that, Putin has always demonstrated a mindset massively ahead of Western leaders when it comes to Bitcoin. Listen to this 30-second clip. A Russian citizen asks Putin, will Russia have its own cryptocurrency? And Putin seems to truly understand what makes Bitcoin valuable.
Первый вопрос, будет ли у России какая-нибудь своя криптовалюта? Второе, будет ли это как-нибудь контролироваться государством? И в-третьих, считаете ли вы, что в ближайшем будущем криптовалюта полностью заменит наши обычные стандартные деньги?
Ну, вопрос, который вам задали, он задан несколько некорректно, потому что своей криптовалюты у России не может быть по определению. Так же, как не может быть своей криптовалюты в любой другой стране. Потому что если мы говорим о криптовалюте, то это то, что выходит за рамки национальных границ.
I don't think the news here is that Russia is preparing for a total crypto ban. I don't think the news here is that Russia is going against Bitcoin because they understand Bitcoin. They use Bitcoin. I think the news here is that Putin is going after the US dollar. Putin wants to strengthen the ruble as the US dollar weakens. And this is congruent with exactly what he was talking about on that recent Tucker Carlson interview. Listen to the way he talks about the US dollar, keeping in mind what we know today.
You know, to use the dollar as a tool of foreign policy struggle is one of the biggest strategic mistakes made by the US political leadership. Nevertheless, it is the main weapon used by the United States to preserve its power across the world. As soon as the political leadership decided to use the US dollar as a tool of political struggle, a blow was dealt to this American power. I would not like to use any strong language, but it is a stupid thing to do and a grave mistake. Look at what is going on in the world. Even the United States allies are now downsizing their dollar reserves. Seeing this, everyone starts looking for ways to protect themselves. But the fact that the United States applies restrictive measures to certain countries, such as placing restrictions on transactions, freezing assets, etc., causes grave concern and sends a signal to the whole world.
I mean, look, truth be told, some people even speculate that Putin created Bitcoin to destroy America. I do think Putin wants to one-up America. I don't think Putin created Bitcoin, but Putin's always been a fan of Bitcoin, and people recognize this.
You know who's behind Bitcoin? Putin. It's a Ruski conspiracy to fuck up the American economy and the world. It's a long-range plan he started 7-8 years ago. He's going to see the demise of the Western financial world while he's still the head of Russia. And he's already hacked into the brains of all the morons. You.
So what's the takeaway here? Well, in my opinion, if you've been in cryptocurrency for a long time, like I have, we always used to see that China FUD. China's banning Bitcoin. Every year they did it. And I think this Russian news is in a very similar vein to that. Tell me what you think of the Russia banning crypto news in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Or do you agree with Michael Saylor that Bitcoin is still at a point where everybody in the world needs it, nobody in the world can stop it, and almost nobody understands it? 10 years ago, it was Apple and Amazon. Today, it's Bitcoin.
The best idea, if you want to make 10 extra money, is you buy something that everybody in the world needs, nobody in the world can stop, and almost nobody understands.
Perfect.
Okay, so in 2010, that was Amazon, or that was Apple, or that was Facebook or Google. These are all dominant digital networks that everybody in the world needed, that nobody could stop. But if you'd ask the typical mainstream investor, is this a good investment? They would all say, oh, it's very scary, it's overvalued, Amazon doesn't make money, mobile phones used to cost $50. It's like Apple's going to sell an iPhone for $600. They said it's too expensive. The iPhone, $600 is too expensive. Nokia will sell me one for $30. They said Apple's going to go to $30. And of course, what happened is Apple went to $1,500.
Yes.
And so the conventional wisdom was against these big tech companies.
Now, where one country falters, another country picks up the slack and shines. Bitcoin ETFs coming to Australia. This news was first broken by Bloomberg, and the info is as follows. Australia gearing up for major Bitcoin ETF rollouts in 2024. These are spot Bitcoin ETFs. Australia, one of their largest and most prominent securities exchanges, has just revealed that they're strongly considering approving their first spot Bitcoin ETFs by as soon as the end of this year. This happens in 2024. Now, even bigger news, ETF issuers, some of the biggest in the game, are backing them. They have ETF issuers like BetaShares and Van Eck leading the charge for Bitcoin ETF approvals in Australia. These two issuers in their corner at the very start is a big deal. Now, this is a bullish metric, and the same can be true about the American market, so consider this. Australia's $2.3 trillion pension sector could be a significant driver of demand for these new ETFs. So the pension sector in the US, as well as Australia, as well as almost any place with a spot Bitcoin ETF, this will create incredible demand for Bitcoin. And Michael Saylor here articulates why, because of all this, Bitcoin is primed. Listen.
It's the first time in human history that we created a commodity with a hard supply. Every money in history, glass beads and bales of tobacco and stone coins and copper tokens and paper currency and cigarettes and fiat currency, all of those things were uncapped. Every other commodity, soybeans and oil and natural gas and gold and silver, uncapped. We can create more of them. Land, timber, real estate. You can even extract land from the sea. You can create more of it. Bitcoin is the one commodity that you can buy and you can hold where it is absolutely capped 21 million. So if the price goes up by a factor of 100, the supply is invariant. There is no other commodity where the supply is invariant to the demand or to the price. That makes it perfect money. It makes it the best store of value asset. Most other commodities are much worse. If a commodity has a stock to flow ratio of 1, and you produce, twice as much, or the equivalent supply every year, it's not going to be good money. If the stock to flow is 50, it might be better money if you only inflate the supply by 2% a year, like gold. But it's still not great because every 30 years you cut your money in half if you inflate 2% a year. So this leap from the idea that there should be a 2% inflation rate to the idea that there should be a 0% inflation rate. That's a profound idea.
Also important to note that Australia wants to launch Ethereum spot ETFs as well. And this info about pension funds in the pension sector, totally true. People don't even think about this. People don't even think about the fact that a lot of ETF buyers, like wirehouses, have yet to even come on yet. Kathy Wood talks about this.
In our business, what's interesting
is the wirehouses, which dominate our customers. So Morgan Stanley, all the advisors at these wirehouses, Morgan Stanley, UBS, Merrill Lynch at B of A, Wells Fargo, not one of them has approved Bitcoin on its platform. That hasn't even happened yet. And those are our primary clients. When that happens,
explosion.
The fact is, there's a lot going on in cryptocurrency right now. Overall, I'm bullish. I mean, so much is happening. This is a good thing. There's a lot of interest in crypto right now. People are embracing it. People are skeptical of it. Guys, 2024 is shaping up into a great year. Subscribe to the channel. Join our team. We keep you informed on crypto on a daily basis. Feel free to watch any of our videos from the past 6 months. All of these are chocked full of information. But my name is Aaron. See you tomorrow, my friends.